Hello, Han.
Erlyn,
Hi, how are you?
uh, it's ordinary. Is it correct?
Yeah, that's right. It's ordinary.
Ordinary.
Yeah, that's right.
Ordinary.
What did you do yesterday? You were absent.
Yeah, yesterday my mother, my parents come visit visit me,
Oh,
and so I have to off because my parents just go to my home about 1 hour,
oh
so I
okay.
have to spend time with them.
Mm-mm-mm.
Mhm.
So that's your parents. They visited you, not your husband's parent, right?
Yes, my
Oh,
yes.
okay. Wow. So it's good that your parents can travel because recently I heard from other students that there are already positive cases again in Vietnam, right? For COVID.
Yes, yes. The COVID in Vietnam now is have
Mm.
a little serious when compared with the other country.
Mm-mm.
However, with Vietnam, this year we see that this is serious now because after the holiday,
Yeah.
um, we discover a lot of people has COVID in the community.
Oh.
Yes,
Mm-hmm. So.
and the government trying to control and
Mm-mm.
lock down
Area.
some district in
Okay.
Vietnam.
I see.
Yes,
How about
and
school?
a school a school I think and school have the children in the primary school or the primary or high school
Mm.
or secondary. The teacher want to push the
Okay.
examination. Yes, because in May the student have a lot of
Yeah,
examination.
that's true.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
yes, and now they have to push the schedule sooner to complete and keep the student um, uh, let the student have the summer because the COVID
Because of the COVID.
some yes, summer sooner.
Ah, I see. Wow. I hope that everything will turn out to be fine, right? Because we've been in this situation for a long period of time, and Vietnam is one of the country in Asia who is already COVID free, right? And then
Mhm.
here it goes again, like what we were talking about, right? That the people were just scared in Vietnam because we're very close to China, very close to Laos, Thailand, India, which have very high number of positive cases, and your fear becomes a reality. So now it's happening, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
This
So.
this time this time I want to share this time because the holiday, so a lot of people go to the bar club.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and one bar club in Vietnam has a lot of people get COVID.
Oh my goodness. Mm-mm.
Yeah, and some people, Chinese people,
Again.
uh, yeah, immigrate, illegal immigrate to
Oh.
Vietnam. Yeah,
That's the same case when the wave 2 of COVID 19 happened and it started in Da Nang, right? Chinese
yes,
people also illegally entered Da Nang
yes,
without permission and without 2 weeks quarantine, right?
yes. And this time,
Oh.
sorry, Đâu con, đưa cho mẹ học. Sorry. Ôi,
Hai con tháp này mẹ.
mẹ học bài lát mẹ khảo bài cho sau nha. Không lát mẹ không khảo bài cho đâu nha.
Nè con. Coi con. Ê, anh ha. Ơi, để con hát xong trong kia đã.
Okay, okay.
Nói cho con.
Okay. He want me listen him
Ah.
sing English song.
Okay.
Can you hear?
Yeah, I can. Is that him?
Okay, rồi xong rồi. Yes.
Ah, okay.
Okay. He
Ah.
study the App Store. App Store.
In App
Apex.
Store.
Do you know Apex Leader?
No, I'm not familiar with that.
Maybe it's not famous or popular in Philippines.
I see.
In Apex is one of famous English center in Vietnam. Yes,
And they have this
yes,
online application.
yes, and
Automation.
and I registered to him study in Apex when he forced his.
I see.
Yes.
So yeah, I remember you asked him to. I remember you told me that you're gonna enroll him in English class every Saturday and Sunday, right?
Yes.
What made you decide, Han? What made you decide for him to study English at a very young age?
Because I think in this age the pronunciation and the
The mind,
his brain on memory
yeah, can absorb.
absorb what it means.
It means it can take all the information easily.
Absorb.
Yeah, absorb.
Can you
Yeah.
type?
Yeah,
Can you type?
okay. It can absorb a lot of information.
Yes, yes, yes. This is one reason I choose. I let him study English very well
Very young.
when he very young. And the second reason I realized that in Vietnam when you have the good English,
Okay.
you have a lot of chance for career for your future.
Oh, I see.
Because in fact a lot of in fact a lot of companies, the managers, maybe their majors or their knowledge a lot don't have a lot of knowledge in this is one field.
Okay.
Yeah. However, they have the English.
In one field.
And,
Okay.
yes. And they have the English, and they can become to the managers so that their benefit and their salaries is very high.
I see. Wow. Yeah. So yeah. The reason why I ask is because you are very much correct. This is the appropriate time because the children's mind at this age is like a sponge. You know, they can absorb so many information, right? And they can have it and they can carry it for a long period of time until they grow old, especially if they become accustomed or they become used to it in speaking English. So, and at that age, it's very easy for him also to learn new language, right?
Yeah.
Because for us, old people already, we have already our mindset, right? But for children, they just absorb. They just take everything that you put in them or given them. So they do not block any information. Unlike us adults, we have the tendency to filter what information we want. If we feel like it's difficult, oh no, we're like that. So that's why there are too many adults who are really having a hard time to study another language, including me. It's very hard for me to study another language also. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So, what the topic do we want us to talk about tonight? I think we were choosing a while ago. Any topic you have in mind today?
You can choose. You can choose.
Why don't we go ahead and talk about poverty? Poverty.
What is it?
Okay, poverty is the opposite of being rich. So poverty is poor, being poor, in the state of being poor.
Can you type the word? I don't.
Poverty, poor.
Poverty, poor.
Yeah, poor. Meaning
What does mean?
you do not have enough money to sustain your needs. So there, okay? So I want to talk about this because this is, aside from health issue, okay? Aside from health issue, this is a long time problem that a third world country like Philippines is facing until now. Okay, poverty.
Yes.
So you would see a lot of people who get depressed because they're poor, right? So what about in Vietnam? Can you describe the status or the status of Vietnam in terms of poverty?
Poverty.
Yeah. How many percentage?
Poverty.
Yeah. How many percentage of people are poor in Vietnam?
In Vietnam, how many percent? How many percent people? I think this is about 35% in
35%.
poor.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So when you say poor in Vietnam, can you describe to me how does their house look like? How many times do they eat? How many children do they have? So what kind of job do they have? So can you describe to me, and I will share to you what we call poor in the Philippines.
Yeah. I mean about the 35% in Vietnam. I think it's a lot of, and if we we make the separate the poor
Mm-hmm.
level, I think the most poor Vietnam, 15% this they cannot earn about $50. I wait,
Mm-hmm.
50. They can earn almost $2 or $3 a day.
Only $2 or $3 a day.
Yes, yes, and they don't have a stable job.
Mm-mm.
They work the free. They work they have the free job, like they can do anything
Mm-mm.
to get the money,
Mm-mm.
like sell the let me check.
Sure, sure, sure.
Lottery. They will sell the lottery.
Oh, okay. They
Yes,
sell lottery.
almost. Yes, almost the poor people in Vietnam, they often sell lottery.
Uh-huh. That's their job
Yes,
most of the time. Mm-mm.
yes.
Mm.
Um, and in this and these be the poor people, I think they often have more than two children.
Oh, more than two children.
Two, yeah, 2 or 3 children is the athlete.
Mm-mm.
Mm-hmm.
But they send their children to school?
No,
No, not even.
some case the government will support the free the the money, what is
Mm-mm.
called tuition.
Financial support, tuition fee in school. In school,
Yes,
tuition fee.
tuition
Yeah,
tuition fee. Yes, the
tuition, tuition,
tuition
tui, tuition.
tuition tuition
Yeah.
fee.
Mm.
Tuition, yeah, the government will support tuition fee for their children.
Mm-mm.
However, they still not can afford for the normal thing like clothes,
Uh-huh.
the
Sufficient food.
yes, the
Mm-mm.
food. So almost the children of these families
Mm-mm.
cannot go to the school.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Are they on the city? These poor people that you are describing, are they in the city or in the far provinces of Vietnam?
Almost in Vietnam, each province have
Have
the poor
poor people.
people. Yeah.
I see. How do you feel Do you feel sorry for people who live on the street? Are there people, Vietnamese people, who live on the street? Because in the Philippines, there's so many.
The Vietnamese live in the street. I think I'm very poor for them. However, poor for them. Um, however, I don't know the government still not have any support for these people.
So you feel
Yes,
sorry.
though so.
You feel sad, sorry about their situation. But the thing is, the government is not doing anything to assist them
Yeah.
or to help them.
Cannot
They
because
cannot.
yeah.
So it's just that they cannot help. Why? Why you say they cannot help? Because of the situation? Are they become poor because of the pandemic, or the government, Vietnamese government, doesn't want to help them?
I think the government want to help them. However, my government, my city still not enough the
So the
financial
budget.
budget
Mm-mm.
budget. For example, they want to build the house for these people,
Yes.
or build the center for all people in the street, live in the street,
Mm-mm.
and the budget is not enough.
Okay, I
Yeah.
see. Mhm. All right. Do you believe in the saying that the rich people becomes or growing richer and the poor are growing poorer?
Yes,
Mm.
I believe it
Mm-hmm.
because can you share your opinion first?
Okay. So I also agree with you with this one because first and foremost, the rich people have their own mindset that I will become rich because I tend to invest a lot. The thinking of a rich person is very very far different from the poor
Yeah.
person. There are already some research about that. Okay, for example,
Yeah.
cell phone, right? The rich people, both of us, you're the rich person, I am the poor one. You being the rich person, we both have $200. Okay, so somebody gave us $200. You as the rich person, you're gonna invest it into something. Maybe you are gonna buy some goods and resell it, right? But me, since I am poor and I don't have money, that kind of money every time. So what I did with my $200 is I buy everything I want. Clothes, personal food, right? Something like that. I go to mall,
Yes.
right? I go shopping. So, but you, what you did was invest it, right? And you turn that $200 after buying something, reselling something, it becomes $300. But me, I end up broke because I am poor. What I did is just spend all those $200. So that's the
Yeah.
primary reason why the rich become richer and the poor become poorer. The mindset.
Yes. Correct.
So
The same opinion like me, because in Vietnam, when the rich people had a lot of chance for investment. Um, for example, in Vietnam, I don't know about the Philippines. However, in Vietnam, the the real estate
real estate.
the real estate is very developed in Vietnam, and the rich people can earn a lot of can earn a lot of money from them. For example, I think the actual the actual situation in Vietnam, for example, the worker or the staff have about have only $500 their salary about only 500
Okay.
5,000 $500 per month. They
Mm-mm.
can buy their real estate
Mm.
because the price is very high, and the rich people they invest, and after they invest to buy something, even though they borrow and pay the
Yeah. Mm-mm.
interest to the bank interest to the bank, they still get a lot of profit
Mm-hmm.
or uh, or money from the real estate.
Mm-hmm.
um, for example, when you buy one real estate in Vietnam,
Okay.
and after you sell out, you can earn more than 20%.
Wow, that's so big.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's why a lot of people
Uh-uh.
feel rich when they invest to the real estate.
Mm-mm.
And the one reason is now Vietnam have a lot of company invest to so the real
Yeah, yeah.
estate around the industrial
Yes.
zone very development, and the price is very
Expensive.
expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, if you are a worker, you never can buy it, and their children, their baby, or your family cannot. And for about 5 years, 10 years,
Mm-mm.
or 20 years work for the company in
Yeah.
the industrial zone, you will come back to their they will come back to their hometown
Yes.
and work as the farmer. No thing.
I
Yes.
see. Wow. So again, it's the real estate, right? Who are, and I think the stock market also, investing on stock market is one of the few things also that makes people rich so far,
Yeah.
especially nowadays that everybody gets online, right? So there. Do you think poverty cause crime?
Property cost.
Crime. Crime.
Leave
Yeah.
time.
Do you think,
Correct.
yeah, does poverty cause crime?
Property. Can you
Yeah,
retype?
okay, does poverty cause crime?
Poverty.
Mm-mm.
Poverty cost, right? Yeah.
Mm-mm. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, can you cite an example? Because
for example, the poor family,
okay.
uh, they have a lot of children,
Mm-mm.
and they can afford they can afford to get their children go to school.
Mm-mm.
That's mean when they become they can
18
grow.
years old.
Let me check this word.
Okay.
Major.
Major.
When they
Okay.
become major, they they don't have job,
Uh-huh.
and yeah, and they will come bright in the future.
I see. Yeah. In the Philippines, poverty is the number one cause of crime. So a lot of
Mhm.
people commits crime because they steal money from others. They kill
Mhm.
people for money. Something like
Yeah.
that. So in the Philippines, also just to share a bit, we have a lot of support from the government. It's just that the mindset of the people does make them poor, and the second one is they are too many. you know I've seen people who, and you know what, the more you get poorer, the more they
Mhm.
have children. Can you imagine that? They would have
Yes.
6 children every year. The wife will give birth, something like that. So how can you really get out of your situation if like that, right? So imagine taking good care of 1 or 2 children, buying milk, diapers, and all is very difficult already to sustain, right? What more? every year you give birth, right? So there. So it's really the mindset of the people that cause them, or that let them stay in that situation. So I think before we end tonight, I would like to ask, what is the government? How are the government supporting you as citizen? Like for example, in our country, we have some government hospitals that help these people who cannot afford, right? So they are being treated for free. We have our health care also insurance, wherein everybody should, if you are a senior citizen, it's for free. So those were some of the benefit that we can get from the government. And some people, they are getting financial support from the government if they belong to the poor of the poorest. You know. So what about in Vietnam? How is the government working out on this problem? Poverty.
Can you share the example
Yeah.
of your Philippines?
Yeah,
Of Philippines?
as I have mentioned, in the Philippines, they have this program. For example, the government, the Department of Social Welfare and Development, they always give financial support to people who are categorized to be the poorest among the poorest. So there, and they give also scholarship for those children who belong to the poor family, but they have mind, they can study, they are willing to study and all. So these are some of the programs so that the government could help them. And like in your country, we have also housing project for these people, and the government is also trying to provide them some what they call this job in order for them to really cope up with their situation. So how about in Vietnam?
I think in Vietnam is the same Philippines. However, it's not it's not better like Philippines.
Mm.
The government only support the finance or free the tuition
For education.
yeah, for education, and for the hospital, each citizen have to buy have to buy, and maybe it's take only a little money.
Mm-mm.
However, this uh, I think with some very poor,
Yeah,
the
it,
most poor people, they can afford.
yeah, that's true.
And for special case in
Mm-mm.
Vietnam, we often have the sponsor
Sponsors.
sponsor uh, businessmen
Businessmen, okay.
businessmen. For example, if the poor people don't have the house, maybe the government will combine with the businessman sponsor, help them to build a new
Uh-huh.
house.
Oh,
Yes, and
wow.
give the scholarship. Yeah, give their children
Scholarship.
scholarship.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I think that's all.
I see.
It's yeah.
Yeah. I think that's nice already, right? So we're really eyeing for the children to have better future. We do not want them to stay on that situation for the longest period of time, right? Okay.
Mm.
All right. So very well then. So maybe we can still talk about this tomorrow, right? We still have a lot of
Okay.
questions that we were not able to talk about. Before we end tonight, I just want to give you a quick feedback on how are we doing in terms of studying English. So well, I feel like you are already comfortable talking to me in English, so that's a good thing.
Yes.
I'm so happy with that. The listening skills is quite improving also. It's very seldom you will ask me for to type me the words and everything. because I feel like your listening skills being active already, you were able to capture most of the words that we are saying or uttering or talking during the conversation. So it's nice that we are using this platform also, right? So this may not be structured learning, but very spontaneous, right? We can think of what to say in every questions, and it's very unpredictable, so we can really enhance our comprehension skills, right? So there. So
Okay.
I'm so proud of you, Han. You're really improving a lot. So keep up the good work, and I'm looking forward for more sessions with you. Okay?
Okay.
All
Thank
right.
you.
You're welcome, Han. I'll see you again
Goodbye.
tomorrow. Bye.
Yeah. See you tomorrow.